Welcome back to my channel. Good morning, guys. Today it is 11:40 a.m. I just got home from my long walk with Apollo. For you guys that don't know, Apollo is my service dog. So we're going to make donuts. Yes, we're going to make the Copycat Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah, it's as easy as go around the corner to Dunkin' Donuts and buy donuts, but nah, we're going to make some donuts and I'm going to share the recipe with you. So let me get my stuff and then we're going to get everything together. Okay, we're going to need some flour. So I have a bag of flour there, but I also have flour in my container. So of course I want to use that first and then we're going to go on from there. What else do we need? We're going to need, of course, we're going to need yeast. I think that's better. Yeah, you guys see that I have some pork chops thrown out in the thing. All right, guys, I can remember everything that I need from the top of my head. So, my handy dandy notebook, the recipe. All right, Krispy Kreme donuts. The recipe calls for 1 cup of milk, warm, okay, between 98 to 105 degrees, no higher than that because that will kill your yeast. We're going to need 1 teaspoon, okay, it's going to be 1 teaspoon of sugar to mix with the milk and the yeast to have the process of the yeast foaming, okay? But then we're going to need 1/4 cup of sugar, okay, for the donuts. So the drying, and also we're going to need 7 teaspoons of butter, room temperature, what I have here. All right, and then we're going to need 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour, your choice. This is the store brand and doesn't matter. And then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of salt, and you're going to mix all your ingredients together, which is your flour, your salt, and your sugar. And of course, you're going to mix your wet ingredients together. So guys, let's get started. Let me grab some bowls. And how are you guys doing? Oh my goodness. I hope you guys are doing wonderful. Okay, we're going to need a liquid measuring cup for the milk. And we are going to need 2 good sized bowls. All right. So there they are, my bowls. I don't need a small bowl for now. So I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to take a cup of milk. That's what it's called for, right? Yeah, 1 cup of milk. So I'm going to put it on the microwave. And you also could melt your butter. Don't make it really hot. You could just melt it, but my room temperature, I think that's going to be good enough. So let me get the milk. And guys, this is going to be, well, I could tell you it's going to be quick and easy, but it's not going to be quick. But it is easy. If you follow what I'm doing, it's going to be easy. And you're going to have a delicious, soft, fluffy donuts that will melt in your mouth. And also, I will show you how to make the glaze. Okay? I know you can make donuts using the biscuit, but it's not the same thing than a nice, delicious donut, warm donut. All right, guys. Oh, and by the way, you're also going to need oil for frying, okay? Your choice. You can use your choice of oil. You're going to need oil for frying because you need to fry this delicious gold donuts. All right, let me get the milk and let me get it warmed up. All right, guys, the milk is warm. You're going to add 4.5 teaspoons of yeast. All right, and to that, you're going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar, and we are going to mix it. Let me not use a cold spoon because you don't want to cool the milk down. You want your milk to stay warm. So I'm heating up my spoon with some water. Okay, so you're going to mix your milk, and you're going to let that activate. Move to the side. And since I don't want my milk to get cold, I'm going to put it inside of a bowl with a little bit of hot water to keep it the temperature, All right. In another bowl, you're going to combine your flour, your 4.5 cups of flour, with you half a teaspoon of salt, and your third of a cup of sugar. I think since I want them a little sweeter, I'm going to use a 1/4 of a cup. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But you could add as much sugar as you like. All right. So let's get all the ingredients together. I want to move you guys to the other side. Hold on. All right, guys, I have my salt, my sugar. I decided to go with a 1/4 of a cup because remember, I have 1 teaspoon of sugar in the yeast and the milk. I melted my butter because I wanted to combine it easier. Make sure your egg is beaten. All right, guys, so you know that your yeast is working when you see this beautiful foam on the top. So now we are going to add it in our bowl. This bowl is really cold, so let me warm it up. I don't want it to be boiling hot, but I want it to be warm. I don't want it to be... All right, guys, so we're going to add that there. There is our delicious mixture. We want to make sure we get it all because we're going to need it. So, all right. So there it is. And then to that, we're going to add our melted butter. And we're going to add our eggs. Okay. And at this time, if you want to add vanilla extra, you could, which I am not. I'm going to add it to my oh my goodness. I'm going to add it to my icing, to my glaze. So there it is. Now we are going to combine these ingredients together. Okay. So I'm going to use my wooden spoon. So everything is there and mixed together. Okay. So I'm using a wooden spoon to make it easier for myself. You guys hear laughter in the background. It's my husband. He's watching funny videos. So you're going to get like this shaggy dough. When I say shaggy dough, I mean like this separate dough, and then you are going to it's going to need for you to knead it by hand for a little bit. So we're going to do that. But right now I'm going to clean my counter because I'm going to need my counter for that. And let me clean my counter, guys, because it's wet and I need to dry it, and I put some flour down. And then I'm going to show you how much you have to knead your dough, okay? Now that I have it in the counter, I'm going to knead this dough for maybe 10 minutes. I want to activate the gluten in it, and I want to make sure it comes together. So that's what we're doing right now. And I added an extra piece of butter just because I want it to be nice and fluffy. I mean, you could follow your recipe that I'm going to give you, or you could just do the whole stick of butter, okay? But remember, I melted some of the butter, and the other 2 teaspoons, I put them like that. So right now, I'm just working this dough until it comes nicely combined together. So I'm going to knead it, and then I'm going to show you what it's supposed to look like. Okay, guys? So, because if I stay here kneading it with you, it's going to be like 10 minutes because I'm doing it manually. But you could do it on your stem mixer. All right, guys, you want to knead it until your dough, see how it bounced back? So that means it's good. So now I'm going to take a little bit of the oil, and I'm going to grease my bowl, okay? Make sure you grease your bowl. I'm going to grease my bowl. And I'm going to let it rest. And I'm going to cover it with Reynolds wrap, and I'm going to throw a towel on it. And you guys, I show you the trick. I'm going to rush it to proof factor by warming up my oven for a minute, putting it in there, and let it double aside. And then we are going to be ready to stretch our dough and move on to the next phase. Meanwhile, I'm going to clean the mess that I have here on top of my counter, and of course, the little bit of dishes that you do when you are doing something. All right, guys, so I'll bring you guys right back. All right, guys, I am back. And, ooh, child, look at this dough. It has double its size. Remember, guys, I show you how to do it. And you take your time in less than, it calls for. So now what we're going to do is we're going to powder our, yeah, guys, and look, and I bought a cutter finally. So we're going to powder our counter, and we're going to flatten our dough, and we are going to make our donuts. All right, there it goes. So I'm still gonna save this plastic because I am going to use it again. So let's oh, this dough is wonderful. So we're going to I do have flour, guys. You guys saw in the beginning I do have a full package, but I want to use what I have. Okay, and we are going to cut this dough, and we're not going to cut it we're not going to flatten it too flat because we want our donuts to be nice and fluffy. So, but yes, we are going to flatten it. I have to get my other container of flour because I don't have a cutter, but which I always forget to make one because you could make one with a can of tuna fish. I bought tuna fish, and when you finish, you take the can and you wash it really good, and you make your cutter. You use it for biscuits and for donuts. But I'm going to use this top. This is from one of my jars from the Dollar Tree. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our baking sheet. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. Take your cutter, dip it in flour so it won't stick on your donuts, and just cut them. Okay? So just cut them. I mean, the edge on this side is kind of skinny. I didn't want it to be too skinny. But anyways, this still have to, we got to put them to poof again. So it's okay. And of course, then the dough that is left, you're going to combine it again and make okay. So I cut 5, so I'm going to take this to the side, and I'm going to put them on my sheet pan because I gotta let them poof again. But first, before I do that, I'm going to cut the little center. And cutting the center, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of my cake tips. So I'm going to do that. When I do all of them, I'll bring you guys back. All right, guys, my donuts are cut. I have this little bit left here of dough, so I'm going to just fry it. And then this ones, I'm going to put them in the oven and let them proof a little bit. So meanwhile, I'm gonna wash my bowl. I'm gonna wash and clean my counter. So let me I want to cover my donuts so they won't make that crust. So I'm going to put them in the oven, let them poof for like maybe 50 minutes so the dough can be rest. And then we're going to move to the next phase, which is to fry. So let me clean the bowl, let me clean the counter, and I'll bring you guys right back. My son just stopped by. That's how come I had to stop. Yeah, guys, like I was saying, my son just got back from traveling with his family. So he just stopped by to drop off some Christmas gift. Guys, I'm making the glaze. I have about a cup of powdered sugar. I added a teaspoon and a half of honey, a teaspoon of vanilla, and I'm going to add a little bit of milk. And we're just going to stir it. You want to make sure you stir it, you break all your clumps. Right now, I have my oil heating up. And guys, when you make homemade donuts, make sure that you use a new oil that you are going to just fry your donuts. You don't want to use oil that you already have used because your donuts are going to absorb that flavor. And if you use chicken, if you throw chicken in the oil, your donut is going to taste like chicken, and you don't want that. At least you want chicken and waffles, or you know. And here is my glaze. Delicious. You could use maybe another little bit of more powdered sugar. Remember, the more sugar you add, the thicker your glaze is going to be. And you don't have to glaze all of them because you could do some of them with granulated sugar. And guys, and if you want to stuff donuts, don't make the donut hole in the center, and with a little like a little the end of the spoon, like this, like the end of the spoon, You could bring it into the, like, if the donut's puffed up, you bring it in the donut, then you move it around inside, and then you will have a space on the inside, and then you could fill it up with whatever jam, however. That's how we used to do our, I don't know, you guys know what punchkis are. It's a very dish, it's a very um delight and high in calorie donuts. Is actually consumed for Easter, Fat Tuesday. So yeah, guys, so right now I have my oil heating up. You want to make sure your oil is hot, but you don't want it to be extremely hot. You want it to be between 200 degrees to 250 degrees, depending your stove. And then you want to make sure that you start frying your donut. So let's see how hot my oil is. And you guys know I have a small kitchen, so this is the best that I can do. So I'm going to start with a little donut hole to see if the oil is still have to get hot. So we're going to let that get hotter. Yes. So yeah, guys, if you guys notice, one of my donuts got really big. I show you. Look at how big this donut got. It's like a double donut, but yeah. So I'm going to fry all my little donut holes because the oil is ready for that. And then when it comes to frying the big donuts, we're not going to overcrowd the oil, because then your oil is going to, the temperature is going to drop. But right now I'm just doing the little donut holes, so it's fine. And then we're going to take those out. I'm going to use my utilize my thing here, and I'm just going to turn them around to fry on both sides. So yeah, guys, I remember when I used to make this in my job that I used to manage the kitchen. We used to make donuts from scratch. We used to make apple fritters. We used to make the Texas donuts. They used to be so big. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you could take these donuts, and once they're done, you could put chocolate frosting on them. However you want to consume your donut, they're yours. You make them to your liking. All right, guys. So I'm going to turn these little donut holes over. They don't want to turn over, and I don't want them to burn on one side. I want it to cook evenly. So once these ones are done, I'll bring you guys back when I start frying the big ones. Guys, these donuts came out absolutely melt in your mouth. Delicious. I think I have enough glaze for all of them. And I'm glazing them while they're hot. I should have used the bigger pot, but it's okay. I have 4 more to fry. So when I'm completely done frying, guys, look at how delicious and yummy that looks. These are good. All right, guys, I'll see you in a minute. Well, guys, I am done. Here are my donuts, nice and glossy. They are delicious. My husband tried one of the big fat ones. He loves it. So, yeah, guys. And of course, I'm not going to eat any more donuts because I ate the donut hole. So, Try this recipe. I'm going to leave it in my description box. Be kind to one another. Don't forget to smile. Overall, stay safe, stay healthy. And remember, guys, God loves you. And Debbie also loves you too. Try my Krispy Kreme Copycat donuts. All right, guys. Bye-bye.